Hey, it's Coach Cliff with Northern Lights Swim Club, and this is your daily swimcast for October 22nd, 2023. This swimcast doesn't have a practice at the end of it, but rather we're going to be spending some time discussing what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. We have 3 swim meets coming up between now and December 8th. We have the IMX Challenge, which is a local meet just in Alaska. It's a 2-day meet. It's on November 10th and 11th. We have the IMX Games, which is a 3-day meet the very next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Mesa, Arizona. And then finally we have Central Area Champs, which is December 8th, 9th, and 10th here in Anchorage. And that is our fall season culminating meet for our age group swimmers. Next 2 meets are IMX meets. We've got the IMX Challenge here in Alaska, and then we've got the IMX Games down in Mesa. Both of these meets lean into our longer races, so we want to make sure that we are preparing ourselves by maintaining our aerobic conditioning and by leaning into our longer races like our 200s, 500, 400 IM. Those races require us to have a significant amount of anaerobic strength and conditioning. However, they also are very dependent on a strong aerobic base. So without that aerobic base, everything else falls apart. So for the next couple of weeks, that's going to be our focus. We're going to be swimming strokes, IMs, middle distance frees, and focusing on being able to finish those distances strong and fast. Think things like Boss 500 or Boss 200, where we're really bringing these swims home with our legs. This is the kind of mentality that we're going to have over the next couple of weeks as we prepare for our IMX events. High aerobic VO2 max kind of training can be a bit of a grind, and that's why we're breaking this next part of our season up into a couple smaller parts. So starting tomorrow, we're going to start working on our aerobic maintenance and technique. We've got about a week of that, and then we're going to prepare for IMX by getting into that higher percentage of effort, and we're talking about upper 80s in races and swims that are hundreds and 200s, maybe even 300s, and we're going to be leaning into making sure that we are getting our heart rate up close to our maximum and sustaining that heart rate for significant portions of our practice. It's going to be challenging, and this kind of swimming is always something that requires us to be paying attention to our sleep, our hydration, and our nutrition. So if we're not doing a good job with those things, it's very challenging to come in and do high quality work at that upper 80s, lower 90s percentages of effort every day. So make sure you're really taking care of yourself and paying attention to those aspects of your health. So let's go ahead and break this down for the next couple of weeks as we are moving through the season. So this week, we've got our focus on technique and aerobic maintenance. Fair amount of yardage, but also some thoughtfulness in what we're doing. Next Monday and Tuesday, we get to kind of rest and recover. We have Halloween movie night on Halloween Eve, which is Monday, and then Tuesday is Halloween, so no practice. Then we're going to come back into it, and we're actually going to crank up a little bit for a little while. And between the 1st of November and, about the 6th, we're going to really hit that VO2 max part of it. So now we're really elevating our effort and making sure that we are getting a B+A on every single swim that we do that is a focused swim. Not talking about warm-up or recovery. We're talking about our main sets. Then we're going to shift after the 6th into IMX race prep. This means we're going to be focusing on all the little things like making sure that we are counting how many 25s in our races, thinking about our race strategies, how do we finish our 200s, how do we swim our 200 IM, our 400 IM, our 500 free. What are our strategies for those things? And that's the kind of focus that we're going to have those last 3 or 4 days leading into the local IMX challenge. Now, right after that, we have a small group of people that are going down to Arizona for a meet. So we're going to continue this IMX prep work past our local IMX meet by a couple days. On Thursday the 16th, those outside of those traveling to the IMX Mesa meet, we're going to be leaving, and those of you that are still here, we're going to transition into a couple days of speed work. So while your teammates are away racing, you're going to be here racing. All right. Now we come back from IMX. Now we're looking at the 19th of November, and we're starting to look at the next meet down the road, which is Central Area Champs. We need to be preparing for this meet in a different way because not all of our races at Central Area Champs are going to be long races. We've got several sprints that are in there, and some of you are definitely more sprint-oriented athletes, and we need to change our focus. So starting on the 19th of November through the 26th of November, we're going to be shifting back to an aerobic maintenance and technique focus, and then we're going to bring it back up. We're going to focus on our VO2 max and lactic acid buffering. That's where we're trying to teach our body to deal with the lactic acid that we produce when we're producing our energy anaerobically. So 27th through the 3rd, we're going to be focusing on that VO2 max and lactic acid buffering section of our training. Then we've got the 4th through the 7th, which is going to be race prep for Central Area Champs. We're talking short bursts of speed, shorter races that we're preparing for. We've already done the work for our longer races by preparing for the IMX races. So those are already in our back pocket. Now we're talking about our 50s and our 100s and our shorter races that require more explosive energy. Okay? And that's our final week of prep going into that December 8th through the 10th Central Area Champs meet. Hopefully this helps everybody clarify what they're focusing on for the next couple of weeks. It's nice to know where you're going when you're on a path, and we're on a path towards success. So let's make sure that we're really focusing on all the little things, and now that you have a bigger picture of what's happening over the next month or so, you should be ready to really tear it up for the remainder of this portion of the season. I'm looking forward to the next video where I get to lay the next workout on you, but for now, I'll see you at the pool. Thanks for staying all the way to the end of the Swimcast. Please click like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future Swimcasts. We'll see you at the pool.